So, Dylan, when you've got an insult, just lay it on me. All right, go. I'm short. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, all right. I can take another one. Or you got to think for a while. Okay, all right. You think for a while. Okay. All right. Lines, slope formula. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We're going to move pretty fast today because this is a review. That's a slope formula. There are 4 types of slope that you can get, and I will draw a little graphic organizer so that you understand. Done. Slope is positive. What's that? My writing is poor. Thank you. All right. All right. Slope is negative. What's the slope of the next one? 0. What's the slope of this one? Undefined. So those are 4 types of slopes that you can get. Got it? Now, let's find slope. Letter A. Y sub 2. This is my second point. This is my first point. Y sub 2 would be 10 minus 2 over 3 minus 5. 8 over negative 2 is negative 4. You do B, C, and D. Go. Got it? All right, look at letter B. Is there a change in the x values? So if the x values don't change, that means that there's no run. And if there's no run, there's only rise. What kind of line is that? A vertical line which has an undefined slope. Look at C. There's no change in the y values. If there's no change in the y, that means there's no change in the rise. If there's no change in the rise. What kind of line is that? It's a horizontal line, and it has a slope of 0. And for the last one, negative 1 minus 3 over 2 minus negative 4, we get negative 4 over 6, or negative 2/3. Any questions on those? Okay, we're going to do something interesting now. We're going to take this slope formula. M is equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1. So instead of writing y2 and y1, and I'll write x and x1. And I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator. And when I do that, I get m times x minus x1 is equal to y minus y1. Now, if I just write it backwards, I get what's referred to as point slope form of a line. Point slope form of a line is what we use to write equations for lines. It just requires that you have a point, and it requires that you have a slope. If you forget where the formula came from, that's where it comes from. So if you know the slope formula, you know point slope, right? See, Matt, we don't just invent formulas in mathematics. They always come from somewhere, okay? Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. What does m stand for in that problem? Slope. What does b stand for? Y-intercept. Standard form of line would be ax plus by is equal to c, where a, b, and c are all integers. We won't express things in standard form. For today's assignment, your book puts all the answers in standard form. You will put all of your answers into slope-intercept form. And I'll try to make a new answer key so you can then check. Okay? Horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal line would be like y is equal to 2. Now you may say, well, y is vertical, so shouldn't that be a vertical line since it's y? These are all the points that have a height or a y value of 2. So that's why it's a y and not an x. Whereas say x is equal to 1 is a vertical line. Again, it has an undefined slope, and those are all the x values that are equal to 1. So knowing what we know about point slope form, slope intercept form, horizontal vertical lines, let's do the next couple problems where it says find an equation for a line. So if it says find an equation for a line or write an equation for a line, either way, we will follow the same process. Even in calculus, we go through the same process. Right now on their test, part of the question will be write an equation for a line. Now that line happens to be tangent to the function at 1 point. In calculus, we learn how to find slope at 1 point instead of 2 points, which kind of makes your brain explode. It's like, is that really possible? And it is. It's very impressive. It's fun. It's a good time. But we always do this. We always write two things down, point on line and slope. Point on line. As soon as you have those two things, you can always write an equation for the line. Now, in this example, it's very easy because they're given to you. What is the point on our line? 3, 4, and our slope is -3. I used to always go straight to slope intercept form. If that's what you like to do, go ahead. After teaching for a number of years, I've decided to use the point slope formula. And so I will use this to write my equation for my line. Y minus what? Equals -3 times x minus 3. So y minus 4 equals -3x plus 9. Add my 4, -3x plus 13. Again, your answer book will not leave that as the answer. It will write it in standard form, and I apologize. To check your answers today, you would have to convert the answer key to slope-intercept form and check. You try letter B on your own. Go. All right. Is that what you got? Okay, flip it over. Okay, I will continue to ask you this all the way through next year as well. Passes through 2, -1 and 4, -7. What are the two things I write down right away? Point on line and slope. So choose your point on your line. What do you want? Okay, 2, -1. How do I figure out the slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We have to use our slope formula. We got 2 points. That's our only way to figure out the slope. -7 minus -1, 4 minus 2. Got it. Now I write my equation for my line. Y plus 1 is -3 times x minus 2. You try next one. Go. Is that what you got? Y equals -5x plus 23. Okay. All right. E. Same thing. Point on line. Slope. What's the point on the line? It says it's parallel to y equals 3x minus 4. What's the relationship between parallel lines and perpendicular lines? Parallel lines have the same slope. We didn't write that down on the other side for notes. I'm sorry. We'll just save some time. Parallel lines have same slope. Perpendicular have opposite reciprocals. So can you tell the slope of this line by looking at it? What is it? So the slope of the line parallel to it is 3 as well. F passes through negative 3, 2. Point on my line is negative 3, 2. Slope, I don't know. It's parallel to 3x minus 5y equals 11. What do I have to do? Solve for y. So negative 5y is equal to negative 3x plus 11. So the slope is 3/5. What does that mean to me? Okay. How about the slope of the line that is parallel or perpendicular to? Slope should be negative 5/3. Oh, it's parallel. Oh, I'm sorry. Jumped ahead. Sorry. 3/5. Anybody not like fractions? If you don't like fractions, then I'll show you a trick here. Y minus 2 is equal to 3 over 5 times x plus 3. Okay, I want to get rid of the 5, so I multiply through by 5. So 5y minus 10 equals 3x plus 9. Right? Multiply through by 5, got rid of that 5 in the denominator, distributed by 3. So now I don't have any fractions. You're going to get fractions at the end, but that way you won't have to find common denominators or anything. So now what do? 3x plus 19. Now divide by 5. Y equals 3/5 x plus 19/5. So that way, if you don't like the fraction, you can multiply through and get rid of it and deal with it at the end. You do what you want, free country. All right, couple more. Letter G. Passes through 4, -8. So my point on my line is 4, -8. And it says it's perpendicular to 4x equals 2y plus 1, or 2y plus 1 is equal to 4x. So what do? Solve for y. 2y equals 4x minus 1. Divide by 2. Y is 2x minus a half. So the slope of that line is 2. What's the slope of the line perpendicular to it? -1/2. -1/2 x minus 6. Okay, then just some food for thought for the last part here. What about if we want a line that's perpendicular to x equals -3 that goes through 4, 1? If it's perpendicular to x equals -3, what kind of line is x equals -3? That's a vertical line. So what kind of line will it have to be if it's perpendicular? Horizontal. So it will have an equation of nice. Just do whatever you want, I guess, computer. Yeah. Color scheme is too much for you. Got it. Do I have anything left here? There we go. Okay. Y equals. So you know if it's perpendicular, it's going to be a y equals problem, correct? What is the y value it should pass through? 1. Let's say we wanted a line that was parallel to x equals -3 through 4, 1. Let's say it was parallel. So it would also have to be what kind of a line? A vertical line. So what is the x value that it would pass through? 4. There you go. There's your assignment. 110, page 125, 5 through 9, 11 through 14, 15 through 33, the odd tomorrow you'll have one final assignment, be a short worksheet that you do in class. Half the time you'll do the worksheet, the other half you'll be working on other homework. On Thursday, you'll be working on your study guide. Test on Friday. I will also give you your homework cover sheet tomorrow. If you want the study guide, you'll have to show up after school today to get it. I will not be able to print it off before then. And for anybody watching YouTube right now, such as Jack Bundorf, a shout out to you from, who wants to shout out to Jack? Anybody? Okay. Logan, what would you like to say to Jack? Sup, dude? Wow. You got a sup, dude. All right. How about you, Tanner? What do you want to say to him? Tanner's laughing at you. That's it. That's all we got. We got to laugh to Jack. All right. Well, Jack, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're doing some mathematics. I'm sorry about the sound issue, but sounds like Sean taught you the stuff anyway, and the sound should be fixed from now on because I finally fixed the mic once and for all. Good day.